Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs 3-minute summary. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there was a beautiful princess named Snow White. She had golden hair, bright blue eyes, and a kind heart. However, her stepmother, the evil queen, was jealous of her beauty. Every day, the queen would ask her magic mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" One day, the mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." Furious, the evil queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. But when the huntsman saw Snow White's innocent face, he felt pity and let her go. "Run, princess! Never return to the castle." Snow White ran deep into the forest, scared and exhausted. That night, she found a small cottage and went inside. Everything was tiny, tiny chairs, tiny beds, and tiny dishes. She cleaned the house and fell asleep. That night, 7 dwarfs returned home and were surprised to find her inside. When she woke up, they listened to her story and said, Stay with us. We will protect you." From that day on, Snow White lived happily with the 7 dwarfs. Meanwhile, the evil queen learned that Snow White was still alive. She disguised herself as an old woman and prepared a poisoned apple. She went to the dwarf's cottage and offered Snow White the apple. "Take a bite, my dear. It's delicious." Snow White took a bite and immediately fell into a deep sleep. When the 7 dwarfs returned, they found her lying lifeless. Heartbroken, they placed her in a glass coffin in the middle of the forest. One day, a prince passed by and saw the beautiful Snow White. He leaned down and gently kissed her forehead. Suddenly, a golden magical light surrounded her, and she opened her eyes. The spell was broken. The prince lifted Snow White onto his white horse, and together they rode back to his golden castle. The 7 dwarfs waved goodbye, happy that she was safe. And from that day on, Snow White and the prince lived happily ever after.